From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. Of course, back at Tommy Mac's place, back at the bar with my good friend, David Sillick. David, how are you? Welcome back, buddy.
I'm doing terrific, Tommy. Good to see you again.
This might be our best guest yet. You know,
Yes.
Penny Zuber is here from the Florida First Coast Ymca. Hi, Penny.
Hey, Tom.
How are you? Welcome to the bar.
Well, thank you.
It's great to have you on. How long have you been with the Y?
Well, I've been with the wife for a long time.
Have you?
Yes.
How'd you get started with them? What was the first thing you did with them?
Well, I was in school.
Okay.
I was a senior and put myself through school, and
Okay.
I started working for the YMCA. And in a year, the CFO left, and so they promoted me to her position. And I have been, so I did finance. I was the chief financial officer for all this time, and then the last 8 years, I've taken responsibility for operations as well.
Okay, you're the COO and the CFO.
Yes.
Do you guys argue a lot?
I argue a lot with myself, and guess who wins each time?
I love that. That is great. The Y's iconic. I mean, we've belonged to the Y. It's just a great place for people to get in shape and just kind of get out of the house. And I'm sure with COVID, it's got to be so refreshing that you're seeing more people at the facilities. More people are getting in there and feeling comfortable.
Yeah, we love seeing them come back. Most of our members stayed with us even during the shutdown. 40% of them stayed.
Good.
And even though we were closed for a couple of months. And now we're starting to see them come back, especially our seniors. We really, we're not just a place for seniors to work out. Sometimes they spend 3-4 hours just hanging out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What is your, people think of the Y, I think the younger generation anyhow, think of the Y as a place to go work out. What is your primary mission?
Yeah, so first of all, we're open to all. Our mission is to provide programs and services using Christian principles that help people build spirit, mind, and body. And we don't turn anybody away. We're about strengthening the community. So we connect people to each other, to their full potential. And we create a space for people to, like I said, to be the best version of themselves.
And be welcomed and be able to look. I'm a huge believer in fitness, and it's not just the physical part. It's the mental. It's the emotional. I think of my endorphins are running like crazy when I'm working out. I think of relationship conversations. I think business conversations. I think to me, it's much more than just, looking the way you want to look. It's just feeling good and your mind clear. It really does go a long way. It's
total well-being. I mean, you can't be completely healthy if, spiritually or mentally you're missing something.
Right.
So.
Peacefully.
And the Y still stands for Young Christian Men's Association.
It stands for Young Men's Christian Association, but we are not just for the young men or Christian.
Right. That's just what it was based off of. What's the future of the Y? Are we looking at more? Are we expanding here on the First Coast? Is 14 the max, or you said you have 14?
We have 14, and 2 of them we actually opened in the midst of COVID.
Oh wow! All right.
We opened in November a location in Yulee and another one in Nocatee.
Okay, great.
My mom joined the one in Nocatee.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, that place is so buzzing.
Yep.
The Y wants to be in communities where we can serve, where there's a need for YMCA services. So we're looking at St. Johns County next. Can't tell you exactly where, but I think I heard that it's the worst kept secret in town. But the YMCA is planning to be in Northwest St. Johns.
I think
County.
it's great. I mean, look, you go to the Y with your kids, whether they're really young and they're going to be babysat while you work out in good hands, or they're old enough to participate in activities. You go get your workout in. They're going here, basketball. You're coming back on weekends. There's basketball games, practices. I mean, it's just a place with positive energy for people of all types and families and whatnot.
Yeah, we have everything for everyone, from less than 1 year old all the way to what we call our active older adults.
Yeah.
Other than fitness and intramural sports and things of that nature, what are the services does the Y provide?
Yeah, so we are one of the largest provider of childcare. We are in 40 locations. We provide before and after school care, so that if you're a working parent and you need to drop off your child at 6 o'clock, we're open, and then we're open late. During the summer, we operate 20 campsites throughout the area.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And then we have a resident camp in Keystone Heights. It's you want to send your children to have an overnight camp experience.
Yeah.
And we also operate a charter school in North Jacksonville for K through 5th.
Okay.
And
I did not know that.
I didn't know all that.
Tiger
either.
Academy.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a public charter school.
Yep.
And then a fairly new program to us that is very dear to my heart is the New American Welcome Center.
Okay.
And it's a place where we help newcomers, immigrants to our community,
Okay.
get settled in, learn, how to just the daily things, that you need when you move into a new city. And that makes it even more challenging if they're coming from another country, they don't speak English.
Right.
And so, and then at the same time, we help prepare the communities that are receiving these newcomers to be more welcoming.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what challenge does that present for the Y? Do you have to staff with multicultural linguists?
What we are finding is that the children become the interpreters for their parents. Funding is always a challenge. We've gotten some grants. We're staffing it right now with a couple of staff persons. So we also need volunteers, because a lot of them, are going through their citizenship program, and like I said, a lot of them don't speak English. So volunteers that can help them pass the citizenship
Do you have
test.
volunteer needs across your entire footprint?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yes, we need volunteers for sports. You want to coach one of our teams. Volunteers we have a reading program.
Okay.
Seniors, we'd love to have them and spend time with us. And the other challenge that I wanted to share with everyone is we are hiring.
Okay,
We're looking
great.
for change makers. So if you want to change lives, come join the Y.
Very nice. That is great.
And the counselors, what kind of background, what kind of experience are you looking for?
So the Y is really a lot of times becomes the first place of employment for young people. Counselors, they go through training with us, CPR, child abuse trainings, so they start as young as 16.
Okay.
Our resident camp, we like to hire 18 and older. Lifeguards, it's a great first job for a teenager, and we'll train them if.
Does every facility have a pool? Pretty much.
Most of them.
Do, yeah.
Yeah, the ones that we open in partnership with hospitals, they don't have swimming pools.
Okay, like Brooks Rehab.
Brooks.
That's a great gym. I love that place.
The Brooks Y has a indoor pool.
Indoor, okay. Yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah.
That's great for the communities. And how about funding? Can we get the word out on helping with funding needs?
Yes.
What would help?
The Y, like I said, doesn't turn anybody away. Especially during COVID, when a lot of people have lost jobs.
Right.
We are here for them, and so we're always looking for funding. We're actually in the midst of what we call Give to the Y annual campaign.
Okay.
And so funds that are given to the Give to the Y campaign help us subsidize people who can't afford the membership, can't afford to pay the full cost of childcare or summer camp.
That's great. So I'm assuming ymca.org to learn more?
FCYMCA.org.
FCYMCA.
FC.
Yeah,
FC.
and that'll be on the screen.
Now,
but I was just curious.
one last question. When I was a kid growing up, the Y went there, swam, played intramural sports, etc. But they had apartments above for
Really? I don't remember that.
Not turning anybody away.
Right.
If you were homeless and you needed to get back on your feet,
Well, yeah.
they provided really low-cost apartments. Does the Y still do that? Is that still part of their mission?
some of the YMCA's in some of the larger cities, the Y is known for being very adaptable to what the community needs.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so, in the 70s, the boomers started, thinking about working out. And so in the 70s and the 80s, we opened a lot of what we call wellness centers.
Good.
Called gym.
Yep.
And
Same.
and a lot of YMCA's that were dormitories were converted into
Okay.
into wellness centers.
Okay.
Wow,
Gotcha.
that's great.
Interesting.
That's great.
And then in the 80s, when moms entered the workforce, that's
Right.
when we started childcare
Childcare,
programs.
yeah, that's
Right.
fantastic.
So what's next?
What is next? Well, COVID really changed a lot. The business for a lot of businesses. So we launched a virtual YMCA.
Okay.
So you can join and virtually. If you're a member now, that's part of your benefits.
Okay.
We're going to use technology a lot to to stay connected to our members and the public and to keep them engaged.
That's great.
But
Fascinating
what,
story.
So awesome.
Great story.
but what
Yeah,
will not change
definitely.
is our core values.
Yeah.
The
Good.
Y will always be open to all.
Stay to those principles.
Yes.
Yep. But adapt at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Penny.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you nothing but the best. I think this is the first CFO and CEO of the same company
Without question.
at the bar.
Yeah.
Keeps getting better. Keeps
Yeah.
getting better.
Penny, thanks for
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
joining us
having
today.
me.
Appreciate it.
David,
pleasure.
great work as always, my friend. That'll do it for us here on The Horse's Mouth on Buzz TV. Of course, from Tommy Max. Until next time, stay safe, be cool. We'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.